I'm gonna shoot you up with something that's gonna kill you dead in the hammer.
Greetings, Mech Warrior. My name is Shiv, and today we're going to be talking about the Stalker, or as I like to call it, the ultimate in long-range artillery. So the Stalker is an 85-ton assault mech that can mount 4 total hardpoints of missiles, and they're spread across 4 different sections of the mech. Thus, you will be able to mount 4 LRM 20s on it. I do not recommend this, as there's some logistical reasons not to, but that's besides the point. Besides that, the mech can also mount some wonderful laser weaponry if needed, and has a base movement speed of 3. However, it can mount jump jets, which is kind of important. So let's get to looking at the configuration and talk about certain ways you can use this in a very functional lance. Alrighty, so here we are in the Mech Lab, and we're looking at the Stalker. And as you can see, my preferred build is a dual 20 and dual 10 LRM setup. This setup allows for a grand total of 60 missiles to be dropped on target, but also gives a lot of versatility in multi-shot firing, as well as being able to dial in that specific damage amount needed in order to take down a target. So that little bit more of accuracy is going to prevent over expenditure of missiles, which inevitably will pay out a lot better. If we were rocking just 3 LRM 20s, we wouldn't have as much room to maneuver here, and basically we would be overspending quite a lot of missiles in many aspects. So by going with the dual 10s here, we're able to lessen the excess that we will be using when we're taking out a mech, or even just setting it up to fall down, to possibly go for the legging option, or to just keep knocking it down so that we can get all 3 parts by incapacitating the pilot. Now, one of the other really cool things about this mech is when you do a precision shot with it, okay? So yes, precision shot plus head equals generally a lot of pain in most cases, unless you're firing a whole bunch of weapons, because, you know, the odds of you actually hitting are pretty low. Even with maxed out gunnery and called shot and etc., you're still talking about less than 20%. Well, when you're talking less than 20% and you're throwing 60 missiles, that's pretty good odds you're going to get at least a headshot here or there. And because it's not too much of a, I'm going to do a whole bunch of damage to one concentrated area, you're more likely not to cause a CT explosion. So if you're going for the whole, shake, rattle, and roll of the pilot to incapacitate him, this is actually a really good method. You start off with doing a precision strike on the head, boom, 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 boom. You get a headshot there. You completely destabilize the mech. Next thing you know, you're walking an Atlas or, let's say, a Highlander within range of the SRM. You just use the SRM, boom, mech goes down. At which point you can redeploy your mechs and get ready for any incoming fire from other mechs, or probably engage them. He comes back up. You repeat the process, boom. If you get another headshot there, that is now, hold on, 1, 2, 3, plus he's probably going to be set up to fall again. You hit with the SRMs again, boom. That's now 4 wounds that enemy pilot has just taken. So it works out pretty damn good. I've used this to get both Atlases and the King Crab full value first time seeing them. All right, the Stalker is an amazing mech. I highly recommend, if you see it, try to get as many pieces of it as possible. Either go for the legging, go for the shaking, whatnot. Now, combat-wise, this mech basically can do a lot of everything, all right? Single-fire targeting, it could just blast the hell out of even a braced-up mech, all right? Can shake it to its core. If it's in cover, can shake it to its core. Split firing on unbraced mechs can shake them to their core, even if at a 30 and 30. Dealing with sentry turrets, boom, can almost completely knock out the top level ones. Almost. It's just barely shy. But in other cases, it can also dial in that perfect amount of damage needed to finish off one of those turrets, or that perfect amount of damage to finish off a mech, which is really nice. All right, that scalability of damage output that is provided by having the dual LRM-10s is quite significant and very, very good for tactical combat play, and it makes salvaging 10 times easier. But you know what? We've talked a lot about the functionality of this. Other builds you could do with this, you could strip off everything, go quad LRM 20s. You lose some of that versatility. You increase the potential firepower that you have, but you're also going to have a couple other problems. Most notably, the need to carry 2 more ammo crates, as well as the heat buildup problem. Now, you can kind of circumvent the heat buildup problem by adding it and not taking in the jump jets, but then you lose movement. And since at that point, you're also going to be talking about much less armor on the mech, you're going to have a couple more problems there as well. So yes, you'll be able to do some sustained fire, but lose a lot of movement, or have the movement and not have as much sustained combat. So for me, having this scaled down from the quad LRM 20s to the dual and dual made a lot more sense, and from a gameplay perspective, it's just a lot more fun to play. So anyway, that's the mech itself, but let's see some of those things we were talking about in action. Alright, and here we are. We're going to be looking at some directed fire. We've got a brace target here. We're launching all 60 missiles. And the cataphract is destabilized. Alright, so now we're going to show some split fire here, throwing 30 at each mech. Neither target is braced.
Line them up and I'll shoot them down, Commander.
The quick draw gets unsteadied. And the Thunderbolt gets unsteady. Alright, so now we're going to be showing how versatile this setup is in terms of accurate fire support, not overexpending too much munitions. So Stalker's going to jump in. This turret's already been damaged. It's going to dial down to 30. With the least amount of excess possible. And that is the Stalker, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm not saying that my variant is the best. In all honesty, everybody has their own playstyles that they prefer to use. But it is, for my playstyle and my taste, the most versatile. And I think at the end of the day, that's a really important quality when playing BattleTech. Anyway, guys, thanks all for watching. If you like these videos, please like, subscribe. If you have any comments, any other mechs you'd like to see some cool stuff with, let me know down below. Till next time, Shiv saying stay safe, have fun. May our Jesus bless you. Peace.
What do I do, Lord?
Destroy the child.